$98 goddamn dollars at Costco to fill up my tank. $98.
Huge news this week that the United Nations had a vote on whether or not food was a right, and finding out that the United States is the only country that said no really doesn't make me want to go outside. It doesn't make me want to pay my bills. It doesn't make me want to do anything. Honestly, it's lengthening the deep sadness that I feel living in this country that already existed. Food isn't a fucking right.
Yo, this world is so backwards. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of not being able to afford daycare because it's the cost of my weekly pay for one day. I'm tired of spending $200+ a week just to feed my family. I'm tired of filling my gas tank twice a week when I go to work twice a week and work from home the other days. I'm tired of working 2 jobs just to live the bare minimum, just to make it. This economy is not set up for families or working moms. I'm just tired. I'm tired. But you make too much for government assistance, so we can't approve you. But you don't make enough to live, so...
I'm literally on the cusp of really just giving the fuck up. I'm so exhausted of pretending to be okay, and then people still demanding me to be more, to be bigger, to be better for their own personal enjoyment, but not for my own mental fucking health. I find it very exhausting as a woman, as a black woman, as a queer black woman, to have to be everything for everybody. Women want me to be their best friend and confidant and their advice giver and leech all of my energy to bring them joy. Men want me to give them seduction. They want me to smile. They want me to only give the right answers and allow them to be in charge. Society wants me to shut up, go to work, be quiet, do as I'm told. My family wants me to be a support system, consistently giving all of myself as if I haven't become a completely new person since I've been an adult. My boss needs me to be attentive, detail-oriented, focused, as if the world around me isn't completely crumbling into shit and I don't have enough money to pay my goddamn bills or clean water to drink in some areas of America, and then we still have to just smile and pretend like everything's okay. I just have to give too much. It's too fucking much, and I'm really tired. I have this constant need for escapism because I'm trying to bleed out of the skin of capitalist, individualist society, but I am sucked back in because I'm forced to, and I'm really about to quit on y'all and leave this fucking place. I want to leave. I want to leave America. I want to leave corporate world. I want to leave the idea of how I should be a woman. I just want to be. I just want to be without any transcriptions of how I should be. Can I do that without any stipulations of anyone getting pissed about what I can and cannot do? That's what I want to do. And I'm about to do that shit, and I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
And I don't know how I'm supposed to be happy with the fact that the average cost to raise 3 children per month is over $4,000.
I always get, you're so pretty, you're such a beautiful girl. And trust me, like, I love it, I eat it up. I love it, you know? I take pride in taking good care of myself, and I will actually be washing my face. I'm not just going to only use these wipes. But today I got paid. My check was a little bit over $2,000. I did 10 hours overtime because that's what I'm allowed to do. And then I got a $24 check from the second job I just started at the mall. I paid my rent. That was like $1,500. $1,553. Paid my car note. That was $406. That left me with $81. I went and got gas because I was on E. That left me with $33. And I went to the grocery store to get a can of soup and some bread and some stuff so I can eat dinner. And I went to get some Cheez-Its because I love Cheez-Its. And they're normally $2.99, but they were like almost $4. And I cried because it's like $4. Like, $4 for a box of crackers.
So are we just all gonna pretend that we're fine? Because the more people that I talk to, the more young couples in their like 20s and 30s, or even like singles, everyone seems to be having a hard time making ends meet right now. And I'm just really wondering why this doesn't feel like 2008. Like, I remember 2008 as a 9-year-old because everybody was talking about how everything was so expensive and everybody was broke and there were no jobs. Like, I remember that as a child. And now as an adult, I'm like, wait, am I the only one struggling? Like, it has just occurred to me in the last month that I am not the only one. My husband and I have 3 degrees between the two of us, and we have 3 to 5 years of experience in our fields, still cannot get a job that makes life comfortable. So I'm just saying, I don't know how to fix it. That's above my pay grade. I don't know. Hopefully smarter people than me are working on that. But I just kind of want us to know that, like, it's not us. Like, I think our parents told us to save money, and, like, you need to save, you're being irresponsible, or you need to, make sure you're financially stable, or you're being irresponsible. Okay, well, what happens when I pay for all my basic needs and have nothing to save? So I'm just saying, it's not our fault. And simply to exist in 2023 is expensive. And if you're feeling any kind of shame about your financial situation, if you are getting up, going to work every day, doing your best to put food on the table and put a roof over your family's head, then it's not your fault.
Hi, yeah, good morning. Just checking in. My millennial families, especially the ones with kids, are you okay? Are you okay? You're not okay. I know you're not okay. We're drowning. We're drowning. We're never going to make it. This generation is never going to make it, okay? I just watched 5 TikToks in a row. I swear to you, 5 TikToks about how our country is in the greatest depression it's ever been in, and they're calling it the silent depression because we are all just silently drowning. Okay? Let me give you some examples. I'm going to be real transparent here, okay? When I first moved out, I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. $850 a month, utilities included. Fast forward to now, I have 4 kids of my own and a bonus son. We have 5 kids all together. When we started applying for apartments, most wanted you to pay $300, $400, $500 to even apply for the apartment, to reject you and then tell you, we don't give you that money back. Awesome. So then we did find somewhere that approved us. Okay, 2nd floor of a house, no central air. We had to buy 4 AC units when we moved in here. Okay, 2 bedrooms and a loft. Some places wouldn't even rent to us because they said you have too many kids and you need a bigger space. We can't afford a bigger space, okay? We pay $1,600 a month. Again, 2nd floor of a house, no central air, 2 bedrooms and a loft. $1,600. Groceries, food, a basic human need. I get $569 a month in food stamps. Very grateful for that. It's a huge help. But I still have to go to 2 food pantries a week to be able to feed my family. Not to mention, I didn't even get them this month because I did everything I was supposed to for my recertification. They messed up on their end. I didn't get them. So now it's the waiting game. You get them back when we figure it out. That's what I was told at social services the other day. So we decided to go to Dollar General right down the street, the dollar store. get us some necessities, get us through until we get my food stamps back. 5 bags of groceries, $110. The only meat I got was 1 roll of ground beef. Childcare. I'm getting ready to go back to work. Why? Because we're never going to make it if I don't. But almost 3/4 of my income is going to go to childcare. I have a 4-month-old baby. I can't be a stay-at-home mom anymore. It's impossible. It is impossible to be a stay-at-home mom in this economy. They told us to get educated. I have an associate's degree. I just applied to go back and get my bachelor's. Credit hours are over $300 now. That's triple what I paid for my associates. We are never going to be able to buy a house in this economy. The American dream that we lived with our parents that had one parent working, mom stayed home, they had multiple vehicles, 4-wheelers, we went on vacations, all that, that's gone. They were the wealthiest middle class generation that probably this country's ever seen. They climbed up the ladder and pulled it right up behind them. I'm frustrated.
This is what it's like living paycheck to paycheck. So my husband's in the military, right? We don't make a lot of money, so we live paycheck to paycheck, and I coupon like a motherfucker to help cut down on our grocery spending because groceries are expensive as fuck right now. And we weren't doing too bad, you know, we had enough money to pay our bills and to buy our groceries with some coupons involved, a lot of coupons involved, but we still had just enough to survive, essentially. And of course, when you're finally doing okay, something always has to happen. So today, my husband's phone broke, and he has only had this phone for 1.5 years. So I was incredibly pissed off because we have our phone bill through T-Mobile, and we were 3 months away from paying off both of our phones. And we have a really high phone bill through T-Mobile. Not gonna lie, T-Mobile's really fucking expensive. Even if you're on the military Magenta plan, it's still expensive. So we were planning on paying off our phones and then just switching over to Mint Mobile. And if you don't know what Mint Mobile is, Ryan Reynolds owns it, and it's a really cheap phone company and honestly really great. We know a lot of people who have them, and so we were planning on switching over to cut down on our phone bill so that we can save a little bit of extra money and not have to struggle so much. But of course, my husband's phone had to fucking break today. It wasn't turning on, wasn't charging, nothing, it just broke. And it had been having issues for the past week, but we were just praying and hoping that it would hold on for another 3 months. And no, we didn't have insurance on the phones because we couldn't afford the extra cost in our phone bill each month. Because again, we live paycheck to paycheck. Every time my husband gets paid, that paycheck is gone in 24 hours to all of our bills and groceries. And of course, this had to happen today, the day before my husband gets paid, so he hasn't gotten paid yet. And he can't go without a phone because, again, he's active duty military and he gets called in a lot, and they can't call him if his phone is broken. So I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Because we had to take our credit card that we just started paying down, okay? We just started paying down because that bitch was maxed out. Because before I started couponing, we were using it for groceries to survive. So that credit card was maxed out and we were just starting to pay it down. And we had to use that credit card to pay his phone off the rest of the way today and buy a whole new phone and pay for, you know, you have to pay for the taxes and stuff up front, which was like, I think $172, some shit like that. So yeah, we had to do that today. And so that credit card is now maxed out again. And so we're just back in debt again. And instead of leaving T-Mobile in 3 months to go to a cheaper phone plan to save us like $55 a month, we now have to stay with T-Mobile for another 12 months until this new phone is paid off. And people can try and say, how about just make extra payments every month on the phone? We can't afford that. Again, we live paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, that's what it's fucking like. Y'all, it's so stressful out here. Fuck. I don't understand how the other 64% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck are surviving right now. Because if anything happens, you're fucked.
Do you want to know what's insane? My grandfather came to this country with $1 in his pocket. $1. $1 US. And he made for himself, within his 60 years of life, a beautiful life. Successful. He owned multiple homes, started multiple businesses, put all of his children through college, paid for their weddings, and these were elaborate, expensive, luxurious weddings. Now, my mother, my father, successful. They have, a life for themselves. They've owned multiple businesses. They have, vehicles and are able to pay for their life expenses. They put all of us through college. They're still putting my siblings through college. And if and when I want a wedding, they'll be able to fund that for me. At least I think so, right? My aunts, both of them, they have homes. They have, good lives for themselves. Nobody is living shittily. But the crazy thing is, I cannot envision myself ever owning a home, ever being able to afford a car or pay bills. And it's crazy, okay? I have a full-time job. I work sometimes I'm working 55 hours a week. Sometimes I work more than that. Like, I literally am always working, constantly working. And in my mind, it is just super unconceivable to ever meet the threshold of being super financial and stable in the finances that I have to, one, afford a life that I think is A, sustainable, but also comfortable, and B, like, do anything outside of the realm of bare necessity. And I told my husband this today, and he was like, you know what? I feel like what our parents achieved yesterday will never be our reality. And like, it's gonna just take us a lot longer to get there. And I don't know why people constantly want to talk about the work ethic of young people. Because if anything, I feel like young people are just constantly working. But the only difference here is that you're constantly working, and for what? At the end of my pay cycle, I have money, but I don't have any of the other things that older generations were afforded. I don't have the security. I don't have the promise of being able to build a life for myself. Do you guys realize what it means that so many young people don't even have in their mind the concept of being able to be homeowners? And it's not just a thought, right? Like, that's the reality. Like, the cost of living is outpacing wages. People cannot provide for the families that they do have, let alone start families at all. And like, it's just so sad, because if you talk to somebody that's of a different generation, not, you know, millennials or Gen Z or Gen X, whatever the fuck we are, if you talk to a boomer, like, they're just gonna say that you're not working hard enough. But there's no amount of hard work that can get us out of the predicament that we're in. And it's super scary, and it's like frustrating. So
first off, I know that it is way worse than this, what I'm about to show you, in other parts of the United States, but I have to share this. This was posted in my local community page this morning. Available for rent. 2,500 square foot house, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2 master bedrooms. Kitchen has granite countertops, stainless steel, they've done paint, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff that they think is like gonna incentivize you, but why would it incentivize me if I don't actually own it? You can only have small pets. Renter's responsible for all utilities, no smoking inside the house. There is an apartment in the basement of the house that will be rented separately, so you don't even get the full house. $2,200 per month with a deposit of $2,200 and a pet deposit of $300. Minimum 720 credit score, 3 times the income to rent. As much as I hate math, let's do some. $2,200 a month times 12 is $26,400. When you add in that deposit and the pet fee, $28,900. So you might as well say 30 grand for the year to rent this place. When you do $2,200 a month times 12 and then times it by 3, you get $79,200. And then if you add in that deposit and the pet fee, again, $81,700. So let's go ahead and say that to rent this place, you have to make minimum $82,000 a year. Now, I don't know what you guys consider a small town, but this was the population of my county 2 years ago. 37,188. And the reason I say that is because it's very rare that I go on Indeed in my area and find a job offering more than $13 to $14 an hour. If you make $80,000, $90,000 a year, you're probably going to buy. You're going to buy before you absolutely cannot buy at this point. So the reason I tie in the population and the general wage in this area is because the people that are making $13 to $14 an hour, yeah, they can't afford that, but they're the people that are renting. And just to further this perspective, I quit my last company after 3 years. I had gone from part-time to full-time and switched departments, worked my way up, okay? And as someone in accounting, I was only making about $27,000 a year. That is a wage that I was making working as a supervisor at Walmart about 6 to 7 years ago. Stagnant. Wages around here are stagnant. Again, I know it's worse. I know it's worse. Some of you are going to look at that and go, that's a pretty good deal. But knowing my area, that blew my mind to read. That landlord is going to make easily $30,000 just on that, and they didn't disclose the amount of the basement apartment underneath either, so they're probably getting another $20,000, let's say, on that. I'm just throwing out numbers now. Eat the fucking rich. And if you're a landlord that's doing this kind of shit, eat you too.
Hi, I'm 28 years old, married with kids, and we're moving in with my parents. And thank you so much to inflation for sponsoring today's video.
How am I even gonna feed my kids with these food prices and the gas prices for my husband to get to work? Like, it just blows my mind.
I don't know about you, but something is seriously wrong with this economy. And I'm not kidding, like, I've never seen prices so high in my entire life. You're watching What Is It Like to Live in America now? It's crazy. I don't even know if I can afford life.